Prayer is more than just words spoken with closed eyes. It's more than a habit repeated before bed or a religious practice lacking intention. Prayer is where the impossible begins to happen. It's the moment when a tired soul finds rest, an afflicted heart finds relief, and a confused mind finds direction. When you pray, you're not just speaking to heaven. You're aligning your spirit with the Creator of the universe. And even if you don't see it immediately, every prayer has power. Every word spoken in faith opens doors you didn't even know were closed. It's in prayer that life gains meaning and hope is reborn. No matter how tough your journey is, prayer can change everything. It's not magic, but it's supernatural. And there's a huge difference. Because the supernatural doesn't depend on your strength, your logic, or your understanding. It comes directly from God's heart, and it acts in His time, in His way. So when you're tired, pray. When you're confused, pray. When you're scared, pray. When you're happy, also pray. Because prayer isn't just a last resort for desperate times. It's the foundation of your spiritual life. It's where your connection with God strengthens, where you receive wisdom, clarity, and courage to keep going. There are days when everything seems to be falling apart. The world screams, fear paralyzes, anxiety suffocates. But it's precisely on these days that prayer shows its strength. When you kneel, even with a broken heart, something changes within you. The external situation might stay the same, but your perspective shifts. Your faith is rekindled. You stop looking at the problem and start looking at the God who is above it. And that's where the transformation begins. Because when you pray, you're saying, I'm not in control, but I trust the one who is. That's faith. That's surrender. That's living with purpose. True motivation is born from faith. It doesn't depend on likes, money, applause, or immediate results. It comes from the certainty that you're on the right path, even when no one understands what you're doing. That's what prayer gives you, conviction. You might not have all the answers, but you know who's with you every step of the way. And that's enough. When you rise after praying, you're not the same. You're stronger, calmer, more aware of who you are and where God wants to lead you. And this gives you a strength the world doesn't understand, a peace the world cannot offer. How many times have you thought about giving up? How many times have you woken up unwilling to get out of bed without motivation to continue? The truth is, we all have days like that. And it's okay to have tough days. But what can't happen is you stop praying on those days. Because it's precisely when you're weakest that God shows He is your strength. It's in the valley that He reveals His presence most deeply. It's in scarcity that He shows He is your provision. It's in pain that He reveals His comfort. Therefore, never stop praying, even when it seems like nothing is happening. Even when you feel like you're talking to yourself. Keep going. God is listening. Often we wait for motivation to pray. But in reality, it's prayer that gives us motivation. It's there in secret that you're reminded of your purpose. It's in sincere conversation with God that doubts dissipate, fear loses its grip, and ideas flow again. Prayer reconnects you with what truly matters. In a world living on autopilot, stopping to pray is an act of spiritual rebellion. It's choosing not to be carried away by the rush, the demands, the standards. It's saying, I know who I am, I know whom I trust, and I know what moves me. You might be facing enormous challenges right now. You might be dealing with family, financial, or emotional problems. You might feel like no one understands you, that no one supports you. But know one thing, God has never left you, and He's closer than you think. Perhaps He's just waiting for you to be silent for a moment, to step away from the world's noise and seek Him in prayer, because it's in the silence of prayer that He speaks loudest. And when God speaks, everything changes. So, don't give up. Even if everything tells you to stop, keep praying, keep believing, keep getting up, even with weak knees. If you're waiting for a sign to start over, here it is. Don't let fear dictate the pace of your life. Don't let circumstances determine your worth. Remember, you are a child of the Most High God, and children of the King don't live on scraps. They live with purpose, with dignity, and with courage. And all of that starts in prayer, because that's where you remember who you are. That's where you strengthen yourself. That's where you understand that motivation doesn't come from outside in, but from inside out. And what's within you is stronger than any challenge you face. You have a calling. You have a purpose. You're not here by chance. Every tear, every scar, every fall is part of your process. And God is using all of it to mold you, prepare you, and lift you up. But you need to be sensitive to hear His voice. And that only happens when you decide to stop and pray. Even if it's for a few minutes. Even if you don't have beautiful words. Even if all you can say is, God, help me. He hears, He answers, and He acts. Your part is to pray and trust. His part is to make the impossible happen. So, today, decide to reconnect with your faith, with your purpose, with your God. Don't wait to have time, energy, or to have everything figured out. Pray now. Start today. Make prayer your daily refuge, your fuel, your secret. Because those who pray don't walk alone. Those who pray don't live without direction. Those who pray may fall, but they always get up. They always find a new reason to continue, because true motivation is born from communion with God. And those in communion with God never walk without hope.